Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Thank you so much. Please, before you watch the complete video, note that if you didn't know, you can now move to Spain with your family members as an international student. That is to say, you can now move with people, your children or maybe your husband, to Spain as an international student. Maybe you have to submit your marriage certificate, birth certificate, but you must show proof of relationship. And remember, if you must move with them to Spain, you have to submit document number 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12. All right. In certain cases, document number 10. And let me tell you which documents they are from my list here. Document number 10 include proof of residency in the consular district. You are going to watch the entire video. Then document number 1 and 2, 3 include a national visa application form for the person you are moving with. Document number 2 is a photograph, passport photograph. Document number 3 is a valid and unexpired passport. Document number 6 is of commitment or sponsorship letter, who is going to sponsor the applicant. Document number 7 include health insurance. Document number 8 include criminal record of the person who is moving with you to Spain. Document number 9 include a medical certificate, and document number 12 is an authorization of a legal representative in case the person is a minor. Now the full video is available here. For those of us who are from Cameroon, you would understand that for a very long time I have been saying that there was no appointment at the level of the Spanish embassy, but right now it is open. Remember, as an international student who wants to migrate to Spain for studies, you should go. First of all, I'm going to drop the link in the video description box. So first, listen to me, then you follow that link to see what is going to happen next. According to the Spanish embassy, there are spots available for international students to book appointment as I speak. But you have to remember that these spots may be limited. So the Spanish authorities are saying that the Spanish embassy, I mean here, they are saying that there are spots available for 80 students. So they need just 80 students. For study visa, there are a lot of visas: study visa, research visa, short stay visas, Schengen visas, a whole lot of other visas, even family reunion visas. But for now, there are only some certain visa categories that are open for international students. Like the first one is the student visa. So if you have an admissions letter in a school in Spain, being it maybe a private institution or a public institution, this is the time for you to apply for your visa. And there are documents required. All right, you need documentations, you need visa fees, and of course proof of funds, which is part of the documents, and I will be talking about this at the end of the video. Let's start with the very first requirement that you need. Remember, I have said that there are various programs. So if you want to go for a doctoral program, if you are going for master's degree, bachelor's degree, maybe training programs, certificate programs, anything that relates to school or per programs, then this is a visa type you should apply to, the D-type visa. Remember, there are various D-type visas, but what you are taking is the study visa, which is the national visa. All right, so make sure you follow up very well from the website. Now let's take a look at the documents. The very first document you are going to be providing to the Spanish authorities or the Spanish embassy is the national visa application form. This is a form you are going to fill, and each applicant has to complete and sign this form. All right, remember, if you are a minor is someone who is below 18, right? Yeah, a minor is below 18. Your parents have to be the one to sign this document. All right, or they have to show proof that you are actually going to study in Spain. Of course, they have to supply the documents to you. Then when you sign, you also take a document from them to the embassy before you submit your visa application form. Another document you need is a photo. It's a photograph. All right, a passport size photograph, a color photograph, a recent photograph taken against a light background facing forward with dark or respective glasses. Without dark or respective glasses, you must not have goggles on, all right, before you take the picture. It is a passport size photograph, not a selfie. I hope you understand. Then they also need valid unexpired passport. A valid unexpired passport is a passport that is still valid for the duration of the visa. Let's assume that maybe you are getting a visa for 1 year, then you need a passport that is more than 1 year, 3 months. Remember, passports that have been issued for the past 10 years are not going to be accepted. All right, the Spanish embassy doesn't accept passports that were maybe have been done for over 10 years, because I know there are some countries that will issue you passports for over 10 years. So please, you have to put this into consideration. Then another thing you need is a photocopy of your national identity card. All right, make sure you take this photocopy to the embassy. Failing this, a photocopy of the receipt will be accepted. If you do not have, because I know a lot of people, my people from Cameroon, they have issues with the national identity cards. If you have a receipt, a recipite, what we call, is it a recipite, something like that, a receipt, all right, the carton, what we commonly call the carton, you can carry it as well to the Spanish embassy. Then what you need again are photocopies of previous and current visas. Schengen visa, UK visa, US visa, Canada visa, Japan visa, Australia visa, if any. So if you have traveled to any of these countries before or to the Schengen zone before, and you have old visas or you have current visas, scan them, take photo of them, or let me say photocopy them, then you attach to their files and you carry them to the embassy. There is a way you have to adjust the files, so please put this into consideration. It is very, very important. Now, this is to draw your attention to what I've always been saying. I have always said that when you go to a particular country, make sure you keep track of that country. Do not be legal. Do not commit crimes. Do not commit problems. All right, do not look for trouble, because in case you are deported from one of these countries now, for you to get this Spanish visa is going to be a problem for you, because they are going to dig back into this. Remember, if they are asking for this, they have a connection with these various embassies. That's any country in the Schengen zone. The Spanish embassy has a connection with the US embassy, Canadian embassy, Japanese or Australian embassy. If they are asking you this, you have to be careful. This is to tell you that any country you want to go, you have to be careful, because everything is changing. A lot of things are changing now. Before you know, they will get you if anything happens in one particular country or the next. Proof of acceptance is another document, that is your offer letter of the training program or the study program or the voluntary activity or the internship. Original and a copy of the document. Now, remember, when you get an admission to a Spanish university or a Spanish college or something like that, let me put it this way, or a training program, they are going to send you an original copy in an envelope and they will equally mail it to you. All right, I think they mail it, most schools in Spain mail it. For some of my students, they have the mail copy, like in an envelope. They have to send through DHL, right, to you. So that is the proof of the acceptance. And there are cases to this. Acceptance and an authorized teaching center to carry out full-time study program is what they need for you. That is document number 1. Acceptance at a research or training center is accepted. Acceptance for a non-remunerated internship, I beg your pardon my English, all right, remunerated internship on basis of a signed agreement is also accepted. Then an agreement with an organization responsible for a volunteer program is also accepted. This is part of an acceptance letter, or these are the various forms of acceptance letters, guys. I've talked about the proof of acceptance or the acceptance letters. Let's now go to document number 5, which is the proof of funds. Minimum requirement is the equivalent to 100% of Spain's public multiple effect income indicator. This is the amount, or this amount must be added to 75% of the IMPREM, or IMPREM is the Spain multiple effect income indicator of the. In fact, let me just cut the story short. The amount of money you need, all right, for 1 year study program is 6,948.24 euros per year. So this is the money that has to be in your bank account. 1,000 euros is equivalent to, is it how much? 650,000. Another 1,000 euros. So for Cameroonians, you just need to multiply 650,000 times 6, almost times 7. Let's just say times 7. All right, you are going to get the money in equivalence, but the amount you need in your bank account is 6,948.24 euros. That's approximately 7,000 euros, all right, per year, or 579.02 euro per month. So it's either you have this, or if you are in doubt, just multiply 579 times 12. You are going to get the amount, and approximately is 380,000. So 380,000 times 12 is going to give you the amount for proof of funds. Now, listen to this, guys. Bank statement must be original, obtained from the bank with the bank stamp. All right. Financial means from microfinance institutions are not taken into account. I have always been singing on my Facebook page that You shouldn't get a bank statement from a microfinance. No, it doesn't work that way. They don't need it. Microfinance is not a bank. You cannot get some certain things. All right. If you have a microfinance account, transfer it to a bank before you start looking at study abroad opportunities. It's very, very important. Now, supporting documents for the financial means and employment situation of the applicant or guarantor. If you are showing that money in your account, what are you doing to earn that money? One, bank statement. A minimum of the bank statement should be 3 months. And if you have several bank accounts, present all of them. All right, especially the one where you are receiving the amount inside. Okay, then proof of employment status. If you are working, what do you need to do? Employee certificate or certificate of employment and other workplace tests for the last 3 payrolls. So if you are working, show your employment contract, then you show your pay slips for the last 3 months. But I will advise you to do it for 6 months, 4 or 6 months. It is very important. Then civil servants should show their pay slips for the last 3 months. Then merchants which include company registration and tax documents. If you have a company or if you have a small business, show all the registration documents for the last 2 years, right? Then other evidence of economic, anyways, these are the proof. So if someone is sponsoring you, the person needs to show all of this. If you have a guarantor, I hope you understand. So that is the proof of funds. Now, the next document you need is a letter of commitment. All right, met at the bank or notary. Letter of commitment, the person who bears the cost of the stay of the sponsor. So if you have a sponsor, the sponsor needs to go to the notary and do what is called a letter of commitment. This is more or less like a sponsorship letter. I hope you understand me. Then health insurance, original and a copy of the certificate of a public or private health insurance contracted with an insurance entity authorized to operate in Spain. Most of the times, the universities will give you a list of insurance company to use. However, like a university in Barcelona that I know, they always give you 3 insurance companies to choose. Then you have to apply for the insurance for at least 1 year. The insurance policy must cover all the risks insured by Spain's public health system. I hope you understand. So you can read more about that. Okay. Then you also need a document called the criminal record or check certificate. This is going to come from the legal officials, the police department or something. And it is said that applicants requiring a visa for a stay for more than 180 days must submit an original and a copy of a medical certificate. This is the criminal record for the past 5 years for the country in which you are living from the police. Now, medical certificate, you need to, if you want to stay in Spain for the past 180 days or after 180 days or more than 180 days, you need to submit a a medical certificate. That's criminal record must be included. Medical certificate must be included. All right. Remember, if you are doing this medical certificate, you have to make sure that you do it at a state hospital. It is very, very important. Please don't forget this. Then proof of residence in the consular district. Applicants must provide proof of a legal residence in the consular district, or they are attending classes in person. In fact, just show proof of residence. I think for Cameroonians, if you are applying from Cameroon, your ID card and maybe some other documents, but there is your ID card is not a proof of residence, guys. Please make sure you get proof of residence. ID card is not a proof of residence, so that document is going to help you. There is another document called authorization of legal representative for minors. This is for minors, people who are not up to 18 years. Then after that, you have your visa fee. Visa fee is 52,000 CFA francs to be paid at the local at the appointment in the local currency. So you have to take 52,000 CFA francs to the embassy on the day of the appointment and deposit it there. Then I didn't talk about your educational credentials. If you must study in Spain, you have to gather all your educational credentials. You legalize them. All right, legalize at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and also at the Spanish embassy. Very, very important. Those of you with documents from the University of Boya, start from the University of Boya, certify them, then carry them to the governor's office in Bonanjo, Douala, or Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Yaoundé. Say you want to do legalization at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. They are going to do it. Remember that the cost of legalization for one document, I don't want to mention it here, for Cameroonians have changed. So Nigerians, Ghanaians also locate the various ministries. Nigerians, you are going to be going to the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, then to the Spanish embassy to do the same procedure. Ghanaians, same thing. Kenyans, Algerians. In fact, You have to do it, all right? It's very essential. So that's for your educational credentials. Then program of studies to realize, well, there are other things there for family members. If you are moving with family members, you need to also, they say for each family members accompanying the students, the following must be submitted, which means that you can move to Spain with your dependents. I hope you understand. Then the certificate, there are so many certificates. In case you are married, show your marriage certificate. In case you are unmarried, birth certificate will apply, and so many things. So know that if you want to move with a minor to Spain, you have to show other documents to prove that these are the people aligned to you. And you remember, you have to show relationship. I hope you understand. Then for the procedure, you have all the procedure here, who can apply, where to submit the visa application, and the procedure, and where to book an appointment. There are instructions on how to go about all of this on the Spanish Embassy website. All right. Remember, you have to book as early as possible so as to gain time. As soon as they get maybe the maximum number of students they need, they will close the portal. So please do as fast as possible. All right. Do very quickly. Well, my English may not be the best, but I just hope I tried to bring out this information. Till we meet again in another one, guys. Peace.